For those of you who don't know us, this like we went white-headed man next to me is B, and be the best man, I'm A. Together we done it.
Good evening, Swansea! Thanks for meeting now. So first of all, big massive congratulations to Tom. On his choice of best man. And I would love to be the fly on the wall when you broke the news to Amanda. So, let's get the boring, nicey stuff out of the way so we can get stuck in. He's a wonderful human being. He's worked his arse off to get where he is today, and he's now an upstanding pillar of the community. And on top of that, he's an absolutely wonderful dad. That's enough about Joskins, today it's about Tom. I asked around for some advice for the speech, because I'm not much of a public speaker, as you can tell. We've got the usual stuff like imagine everybody naked. Tom, this speech is going to take a while, so you should have saved those blue pills till later. Another one I got was, don't mention Tom's ex-girlfriends. Which I'm happy to spare the dignity of the sheep of Selly Bridge anyway.
Yeah, a bit of advice I got, this time from the wife. Don't you get drunk before the speeches. So, let me rephrase that. Don't you dare get drunk. B, we got a bit of caption.
Can't give it up, can't give it up. It's been a long afternoon waiting for this.
So, let's rewind. The first time we met Tom was at Alcrave Rugby Club. Fantastic place where friends are made for life. And where questionable decisions not only made, but encouraged. So to give you an idea, our team is made up of 2 or 3 boys from Alcrave. I think the rest is from Cwmtwr. So naturally standards are low and expectations even lower. Which, looking back, is probably why Tom fitted right in.
First time I clocked eyes on Tom, I nudged Mel and said, Mev, who's that guy over there? And Mel said, I have no idea. I haven't seen him before in my life. He must be from Upper Cwmtwr. And I said, no, I recognise him from somewhere. It's Azim.
So we wandered over, introduced ourselves, and he goes, I'm Thomas from Senny Bridge, and I've come to play Fanca for Alcrave. And it's a miracle I got over that mountain. I thought, Jesus. I asked, are you a farmer? He said, no, a carpenter. I thought, Jesus Christ. Was this a new player, actual Messiah? As a rugby player, Tom was a flanker. His position was for the reserve for idiots, and Tom never disappointed. He was 100% there. Brave, reckless, stupid, guaranteed you countless penalties made. Always came off the pitch covered in mud, blood, and more broken noses than sense. But Tom wouldn't have it any other way. Back then, Tom was young, fit and handsome, and times had changed.
Coming from the sticks of Senny Bridge to the bright lights of Alcrave, he was way out of his comfort zone. So Mel and I decided to take him under our wings, and that's where our friendship began. Every weekend we'd go clubbing, hit festivals, Glastonbury, the Global Gathering, follow our favourite bands up and down the country, Stone Roses, the Libertines, even the Doors. And thankfully Oasis, because we couldn't be there tonight, partying hard, chasing women, and there was Tom, right in the thick of it, sleeping.
Luckily, there's two minders. We're always there to carry him home, pick him up off the pavement and tuck him in. Every single weekend, back at my house. Eating my food, drinking my beer, wetting my floor. If I'm honest, it was less like having a friend and more like having a badly trained pet. But we grew close. Our relationship was getting serious. but things were about to change. The news came. I was going to have a baby. Not with Tomz, with Lucy. I was devastated. Tom had moved out. It broke me. I delayed it for weeks. Finally, I nervously pulled him aside for the chat. I said, Tom, there's something I need to tell you. But before I finished, Tom interrupted. Before you start, I've got something I need to say. You look serious. We can't spend as much time together anymore. Things are going well with the carpentry, and it's time I stood on my own 2 feet. I made the decision. It's time I leave and start making it on my own. I stood there shocked. And if I'm honest, a bit disappointed. So I said, but Tom, where will you go? And he said, I bought the house next door.
Sensing that Tom was finally becoming a man. Like proud parents, we finally let him go out without us. So off he went to Swansea alone with the rest of the boys. Early the next morning, I get a call from an unknown number. It was his dad. He said, what's happened to Tomz? He's in hospital. He says he's been mugged. I felt awful. I'll be letting him off the leash soon. So I promised his dad I'd find out what had happened. I thought, who the hell would mug Tom? So I put on my detective hat and started running the case. The first theory, it's an inside job. Someone who knew Tom. Someone who knew how loaded his dad was. But, on further reflection, let's be honest, everyone knows how frugal Jostings is, and there's no way he's letting Tom get his hands on that wealth. Not while he's still breathing, anyway. Still life in the old dog yet, did it, Jostings, boy? So I knew there was more to this story. I knew exactly the right man to call, Jazz. He lived in Swansea at the time, and nothing happened in town without Jazz knowing about it. Later that day, Jazz brings me back. Butler, I found the scene of the crime. There's a pool of blood in my backyard. Now, I haven't done any DNA testing, but I've seen Tom's blood a million times on the rugby pitch, and it definitely is. It's red, black and amber. Up the amber! And then, there it was, exactly 5'10" from the pool of blood. A little metal peg sticking out from the ground. Turns out, while trying to sneak back to Jazz's asleep, Mahoney here slipped and smashed his face on the concrete floor. Tom, I'm sure you're a great copper now, but back then, let's just say, Scooby-Doo wasn't worried about his job.
wasn't long after that incident that Tom shocked us all and announced he was changing career and becoming a policeman. At first, it kind of made sense because, let's be honest, they'll take anyone on these days. But to be honest, we didn't think that's it. Friendship's over. We struggled to see a way past it. But it's a big but. You've proven us wrong. You're loyal, brilliant companion, eager to please, and the best friend a man can have. Tom, have you ever considered becoming a police dog?
To be fair, you've only kind of done it, Tom. You set a goal, you stuck with it. You're now a proud officer of the law. We are really proud of you. Even if we do wish you picked a more honest career path. He told us the story about his first day on the job and it threw him straight in at the deep end. His first assignment was a kidnapping. He leant over the pram and shouts, "Wake up!" Think about it. Thanks, Jen.
We just wanted to take a minute to say a wonderful bridesmaid look. And doesn't Sam, Alex and Harry look extremely dapper? And a big shout out to all the lads who gave us a stag do. It was a brilliant weekend, full of laughs, good decisions, and moments really unfair. Well, most of us, Tom as usual, slept through the lot. I can confirm we didn't go to any strip clubs. I find strippers a bit like fire alarms. You want to touch, but when you do, you got to leave the building. I think Tom had a great time, and let's be honest, he looked particularly fetching in his biking gear. He's actually put a suggestion forward, the police adopted as their new uniform. And of course, we couldn't resist the opportunity to dress him up as his body double Christmas Eve. But let's be clear, that's exactly where the similarities end, because Tom's never knocked anyone out in his life, well, apart from himself, from shouting the door.
It was also a special pleasure to meet his eloquent brother Kerry on the stag do, who, believe it not, is also a policeman. And, as if that wasn't enough, Kerry's wife Sophie is the governor of Cardiff Prison, is that right? What a family! Amanda investigates them. Kerry catches them. Sophie locks them up. And Tomz, well, Tom was just got a fetish for uniforms.
When I first met Amanda, I thought, oh my God, how did Tom manage this? Then I found out she was a police officer too, and it all made sense. Moving in right by my police officer, another police officer. All jokes aside, what did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under arrest. No, all jokes aside, Amanda, you look absolutely stunning, and we're proud of Tom for finally being such a beautiful woman. Let's raise a glass to Amanda.
Tom, you've been a great friend to us both. You've made us laugh, you've made us proud, and today you've made us jealous. Because Not only have you married a beautiful woman, but she comes with handcuffs too. You've officially fulfilled your lifelong dream of waking up next to someone in uniform. And looking at it today, it's clear you're more than happy to surrender.
We thought we'd finish with a little poem. Some of Tom's, so here it goes. Joskin got his wicked way, and a promise of a special surprise. A newborn baby from Steady Bridge, but when you'll be alive.
May the fourth be with you, the angel said. As Joskin did that with pride, they half expected a Jedi Knight and said, what an amazing ride.
Tom came down from Steady Bridge Mountains all wild and free to play rugby for Harper and crashing with me. Most weekends spent flat out on my living room floor, leaving a trail of crumbs, dribble, and God knows what more.
He played on the rugby pitch every single week, more cuts than sense. Why did his nose always leak? We thought he was fearless, tough as they come, but half his injuries were self-inflicted and done.
Then Amanda appeared with a plan and a list, and Tom quickly learned what compromise is. She set down the rules, no chance of retreat. Keep your piss in the bowl and not on the seat.
From a wild young lad who lived for a pint to upholding the law, that just ain't right. Tomz, you've done well, you're Amanda's delight. It's your wedding today, so put on a performance. No sleeping tonight.
So let's raise a glass with joy and with cheer, to love, to laughter, and cold pints of beer. May their days be happy, their nights full of fun. To Amanda and Tom, 2 lives, now 1.
Anybody else?